Welcome to Dr. Mary Travel Best's 5 Steps to Solo Travel Guide. In this episode, the FAQ is, how do I manage increasing technology and security for travel? Today's destination is Milan, Italy. The misstep, I almost took a train to Switzerland at the Milan station. And travel advice, bring a handheld portable fan for the heat. Now, the FAQ. The level of technology and security has stepped up for travel and entertainment. How do I manage it as a senior citizen in a very busy world? And now the answer. There is a growing level of distrust in today's environment. For some venues, you can no longer use a screenshot of a QR code to access a ticket. So it must be a live link if you don't have a paper ticket. Now, if you're not on Wi-Fi, you may have trouble accessing the venue, like I did at Symphony in July when we used handwritten paper tickets because of a Crowdstrike tech shutdown of computers. Thousands of airline flights were canceled. This was a peek into what could be an even longer period of shutting down air travel, train travel, and more. So you need to develop options for adapting your transportation. Get educated. Keep listening. Ask questions. Your questions should keep coming. And let me know what they are. And keep listening here for more confidence-building guidance. Now let's talk about Milan, Italy, today's destination. Milan's in northern Italy. It's known for its history, culture, and fashion. Many styles originate here, so people watching is a favorite activity. I took the train from Venice via Verona to Milan. Then I went to Como and then back to Milan. Now, my first train from Venice was delayed and canceled, so I had to run at top speed to catch a different train, then get off at a stop and wait another 30 minutes to get on the train to Como. It was not a simple train trip. It was not for the faint of heart, and certainly not if you had a large suitcase to lug around. The top things to do in Milan are the Duomo and shopping. I can tell you some more. The Duomo Cathedral is a Catholic church in the city's center. I walked around twice to get the full picture and people watch. I also did some pigeon watching. That's right, birds, as there were plenty of them in this vast square filled with tourists in the middle of July. Metro stops were plentiful even below the square, and the church filled the plaza. People are walking above the church's structure near the roof, and you can see them below. Now, the respectful woman covers her shoulders here. It was so hot. You can listen to my mistakes in this episode to hear what I did to cover my shoulders. I took the tram from the main station in Milan to Quo Hostel. Upon my arrival, a mock painting of the Mona Lisa greeted me with a glass of wine, if you can picture that. On a side note, I met a woman who offered me a free ticket to the museum if I returned the next day, since it was closed. She was unhappy it was closed, but she was kind to me. The tourist office is nearby, so stop there if it's your first time in Milan. Now, inside the cathedral, one note plays on the organ at a time. It was really kind of special, I think. Just one note at a time. The stained glass was beautiful. Each pane told a story. But there was a lot of construction. And it was distracting. So scaffolding was throughout the interior. And ironically, workmen were drilling where the sign says, Silencio. That's too funny for words. There were huge pillars that supported the dome, which was not visible due to the scaffolding. And there's also many statues, including lions. My memories include crypts with glass, where you can see dead bodies covered with clothes. Near the church is Duomo Museum, which has real relics from the church, including a 15-foot statue of Mary, gargoyles, saints, replicas, and stained glass from the 1500s. Now for shopping, you can shop at great stores, especially in the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II. It's great even for just looking for fashion ideas. Later, I wanted to cool down, so I found a public pool that opened at 2:30 p.m. It cost €6 to swim, and then €8 for a cap, which everyone, including bald people, needed to wear. I did some laps. I had to swim counterclockwise for laps. That's how they did it in Milan. Now, if you're leaving Milan, there's an airport bus from the main Milan train station that's easy to find with some help from strangers. You don't need to make reservations. It's a first come, first served trip to the airport. Now, here's some things I would do on my next visit to Milan. I would see The Last Supper by Da Vinci. I would go to the Navigli district, to the La Scala Opera House, and Sforza Castle, Parco Sempione are near each other, and the park is free to walk around. And now, my misstep. Covering your shoulders in a church was a key to entry. I used my bathing suit as a semi-scarf, and that worked. It was so hot, I had to. My bathing suit allowed me to enter the church. It covered my shoulders. At first, the guards refused my entrance, but I made that into a scarf, so it worked. But don't be like me. Bring a full scarf to drape over your shoulders for better coverage. Now for today's travel advice, bring a handheld portable fan. The heat can be oppressive. Tiny handheld fans work great on a hot summer day. And tip number 2, don't be afraid to ask for help. It's your trip. So if you're not ready, ask for support. Someone will offer to help. I want to bring meaning to your future travels, so sign up for my newsletter. We will connect on 5 steps to solo travel. It's got my blog. It's got all my information, including you can buy ebooks there. You can also sign up for my Facebook page or group. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok and Amazon. So good luck with your travels.
What's on your travel bucket list? Tell the doctor and her team of women who travel the world seeking the very best. Dr. Travel Best, that is.